shouldn't. I don't know what I should do. But, I have 3 sons, right? And out of my 3 sons, I have one that's religious. Like, actually Bible religious. So when I look at my kids, I have I have 2 atheists, but one actually lost his faith. My oldest lost his faith. My middle one never really had it. And I shouldn't talk about their experience with it, I guess, but I have one kid that's devout, that's Christian and devout. And I was raised Jewish, but we never went to synagogue or anything like that. But I got the premise that it's like God without Jesus, basically. And it's Jesus was just a rabbi, a teacher, a prophet, but not son of God, according to Jews. And I kind of, hold on. Now, on top of that, I believe definitely in a higher power. I definitely believe in powers that we have not found, that will eventually one day not look like magic or godly or heaven sent. It'll look more like, oh, now we understand these. So I think what you don't understand, you put in a certain place. And I think there's things that we learn all the time that make this life so much richer without even knowing it. Like when I found out that trees thought. What? Trees and grass and bushes, they were just inanimate to me. Just like a chair that the tree made, like the wood that made the chair. Hold on. But I was so wrong. So wrong. Literally, hold on. They did tests among root systems deep in the woods, and trees will mama trees will feed baby trees, even if they aren't really her trees. She mostly feeds her trees, but if there's a tree and it's near her root system and it is in need of care, they will share things like nutrients and carbon dioxide. What? It's a tree. But because we don't understand, we don't understand, then you just assume things that are wrong. And so maybe I just don't understand with God. But Cozy's sick. And so I do what every parent does, I'm sure, whether they are atheists, not atheists, they have that conversation. They have that conversation in their mind with God. And I did that with Cozy. I said, I hate saying if you're there, because isn't that one of the things that God requires, according to Christians, I'm saying, that that he's there. But I don't know that he, she, it is there. I know I have a higher power. I don't know if it falls under, I don't think any of us have it right, because I think we just don't understand, just like we didn't understand trees. We still don't understand the nature of trees. It's amazing to me. So, with all that being said, I still did what every mom does when their child or something that they treat, even though it's a dog, as their baby is sick. I asked for that not to be. I asked for my miracle to be that Cozy lives a long and healthy life. But I just don't know, and I hate to say this, like if you say it, does it make it so? I just don't know, because in my mind, I believe that there's a higher power. I don't believe that that higher power is standing there watching us suffer and does nothing. And then you're like, well, you have to suffer, and everybody has reasons why supposedly you have to suffer. Then why are the babies suffering? Why do little babies suffer? They didn't do anything. They didn't do anything. So I have that kind of thing in my head where I really do, I wish I could be one of those people that says, I just believe, like I don't need answers, because I think they sleep well at night, and I don't. Because I worry about all the babies and all the suffering, and I feel it. It hurts me. But I wish I could. I wish I could just say, my one son says his saddest thing is that he's going to be in heaven and none of us will be there. And I'm like, well, then how is that your heaven if none of us will be there? See, I always have a question. I'm never satisfied. I'm not. And then I believe in nature and magic and how bountiful and beautiful things can be. I really do believe that. I know that. So do I believe in God? When it's convenient, I guess. Which is wrong. And then am I testing God? Am I testing God? That well, if you're there, you'll help out, cozy. And if he doesn't, do I turn my back? It's such a hard question for someone like me, anyway. I know to some it comes so easy. I'm not one of them. My parents never really instilled God in us. Even like Daddy, he said, I asked Daddy once, do you believe in God? Because they never talked to us about it. Nothing, not. I think mostly, Daddy was Jewish, and my parents are Jewish, but I think he didn't go for what he would have called Hazarai. They're more Jewish culture than actual Orthodox. Neither one of me or my sister ever had a bar mitzvah. None of that. I've been to them. I just never had one. And it's just the way it was. We didn't put our notion into stuff like it. We didn't have a very big family either. Our family kind of ignored each other a lot. When my grandma was alive, my dad took me to dinner with my grandma, my Nana Minnie. That was her name, Nana Minnie. And I wish I hadn't, for a long time I didn't see her. I didn't see any of my family. My family's really strangely not close. I'm closer now with my mom than I've ever been in my life. Now. So crazy. I would go years without seeing her. I'm still like that, though. I'm a recluse when it comes to my family. But part of that is we didn't have traditions. I'm never invited to Thanksgiving, thank you. That doesn't happen. I'm not invited to anything. I'm the black sheep. Always have been. Yeah. I'm the disappointment. Oh, well. I didn't disappoint myself. I disappointed them. But I have 3 beautiful sons. Oh my God, my kids are so. Everybody says it. Your boys are so good. They are. They're good men. They turned into amazing men. That's all I wanted, really. And I wanted them to make up their own mind. When the kids were young, we sent them to vacation Bible school, and we sent them to church on Sundays once in a while. Not a lot, but they were so rotten they got thrown out half the time. But we would send them because I wanted wanted them to know the stories of being in the Bible. Like, there's so many stories in the Bible that I wanted them to understand and know. But some of them learned some of it, like Jeb did in the beginning. And Forrest obviously got something out of it. Coleman didn't. It's more like me than anybody. But, Wolf was a Catholic, and he did not want the kids anywhere near Catholicism. That was like a dirty word to him. But he got beat up by nuns and stuff like that typical 1950s shit that they talk about. Yeah, that was Wolf. Like, he was not fairly dealt with. So, I get it. We sent him to, like, Baptist. That's all they really had where we lived. But just to know the stories of the Bible, because I didn't want them ignorant to that, And I didn't know them, and Wolf didn't want to say anything. So we never had, like, religion in our household, and at all. And I was always witchy, so I don't know. It's just like now I like watch people that are how can I put this? That are just calmer inside. They have less anxiety than me because they can say to themselves, it doesn't matter. Like, nothing matters. Like, I asked the guy that owns our office, he's like Christian, and I said to him once, like, how do you reconnoiter some of these questions? Like, do you believe the earth is 6,000 years old, or do you believe it's 6 billion years old? Like, how do you look at earth and sun? And he says, I don't care. That's what he said. It's like, I don't think about that stuff. I don't question it. I just know that God is going to take care of me and my family, and that if he wanted to take me today, I'd be okay with it. And I would say, all right, like, go ahead, you can take me now, because I know that I'm going to be in heaven with my family. And I was like, that is such a cool way to think about it. And that's my brain. Like, it's my actual brain. But what about this? What about that? Anyway. So now I just ended up feeling like I was testing God. Like, well, if you're there, then you can help Cozy. That's not right. You're not supposed to do that to God. I'm not good at this. I'm way better at witchcraft. Like, I don't know. I want Cozy to live. I want Cozy to live a long, doggy life. And I want her to be okay, because she's my joy. And I don't know if that's going to happen. And so I asked God to give me a miracle. I believe in so much. I believe in witches, warlocks. I believe in magic. I know that there's another side. That heaven is not an ideology. It's a geology. It's literally a place. I've been there. I've visited my dead relatives. I've visited my love. I've gone. I can go again. One day they'll figure out where I'm going and say, oh, this is what it is. And then that'll be okay too. And that'll just become everyday and normal and not sketchy at all. You know what I mean? So, what is God? Who is God? Is there a God? I hope so. Because I really need a miracle. I never knew, was that God doing that stuff? Like, crazy stuff. But you never know. You don't know. And you know what else? Like, is God the voice in the head that tells you when to do something and when not, and like you either listen or don't? Like, what is it? Anyway. Well, if God is real, then God made the fairies and the gnomes. If there's a one almighty power, then he made all the witchcraft. And he gave some of us a little extra so that we could use it. That sounds good to me. I don't know if it's true, but it sounds good. We'll see. Anyway, I don't know. The answer is, do I believe in God? I don't know. I believe in a higher power. I believe in magic. And there's nothing more magical than that Bible. People are